Hello, I'm Dennis Snow, and this is a customer experience moment. Most of us are familiar with the concept of brand preference, where obviously you prefer one brand over another or one company over another. The concept is actually been around since the late 1800s, early 1900s, when companies like Coca-Cola and General Motors, Procter & Gamble came about. But it really hit its stride probably in the 1980s, 1990s, when they really started researching brand preference. And it's been a very useful concept. But I was at a presentation a while back by a wonderful speaker by the name of Nido Qubein. He's now the president of High Point University in North Carolina. He's a brilliant guy. But he said something in that presentation that just has stayed with me. He said, companies need to stop thinking about brand preference and start thinking about brand insistence. That is brilliant. Where you insist on this brand. You don't accept substitutes. And I thought about this, and I don't drink a lot of soda, but when I do, I prefer Pepsi. I just prefer Pepsi. But if I'm in a restaurant and I order a Pepsi and they say, well, we just have Coca-Cola products, I say, yeah, I'll have a Coke. But I prefer Pepsi. But I'll take the Coke if that's all they have. But on the other hand, when it comes to electronics, I insist on Apple products. I love, whether you like them or not, I love Apple products, and I insist on Apple products. I think about the Starbucks fanatics. You can brew coffee at your home much cheaper. There's other coffee shops right up at the end of the street. But a lot of people, they insist on Starbucks. If they can't get their Starbucks, they don't drink coffee. They insist on it. They're fanatics about it. And, you think about the power of that brand insistence to reach that level of customer loyalty. And I think that's a great way to look at our businesses. What has to happen? What has to happen within our business that customers not only prefer to do business with us, they insist on it. They'll bypass competitors. They'll spend more. They might even be willing to be inconvenienced, to do business with you. And I think that's a good way to just start a week with your team, is just to talk about and have a discussion about what needs to happen in our organization today, this week, that will move people to brand insistence, where they insist on doing business with us. And I imagine that all kinds of ideas are going to come out of a discussion like that. So I challenge you, start your week off with a discussion like that and move from brand preference to brand insistence.